I'm a Yelp fan. I found some of the greatest restaurants to eat at by using this site here. It takes a little bit of time, but you'd find great stuff. I routinely have a meeting that's about 50 miles from my home every week. And I was going down and going to, Subway and some of the franchise fast food places, and Subway's fine, but I did some research on Yelp and I found some fabulous places to eat. In fact, they're so good that I started recommending to my friends down there that work just like a mile away. And I was bouncing around here just tonight and I found this taco truck, if you can believe this. And this thing's like 2 miles from my house. And look at this. I've come here for lunch 3 days in a row. It has become my gold standard of what's possible to purchase for $5. I can't wait to try this thing. I mean, it's like 5 minutes away. And a taco truck, it just sounds just how much fun is this? Now, if you're a person that suffers from driving anxiety, Yelp might not be your favorite place to go because, even if you find some place great, you got to drive to get there. And one of the biggest complaints I hear from people is that when they've got driving anxiety, when they're afraid to get in the car, it really takes away their independence and their freedom. And my goal with working with people is to put their driving back on automatic. So when they find something like Yelp and they find a great restaurant they want to go to, you can just jump in the car without a second thought and go there. So how am I going to do that? Well, again, this is a healthy nervous system. So it is your natural state to be calm and relaxed, alert, and alive. And to have all those things going at the same time, what that means is that you need to be able to um, gather energy when you need to and dissipate energy when you need to. And a really good example of this up and down, something that we do automatically without even thinking about it, is think about going to a job interview. And when you go to a job interview, you want to be up a little bit. You want to be responsive, you want to be receptive, you want to show your best side. So you gather energy. You put a little bit more energy into it that you would in your normal day. Now, after the job interview, you come back down, right? You go back to work, you go to the coffee shop, you go wherever, and say you come back to work. Well, you're relaxed at work. You don't need to be in this state of on. And it's not a huge thing. This is not a state um, of panic or terror, but you're a bit more on here and you're a bit more relaxed here. And this is the normal up and down that is going on in our lives every day, all the time. This is built into our DNA. This is what we're meant to do. So what's happening with driving anxiety is instead of this normal up and down here, some event or events have conspired to take you out of this normal range. It's like you've been flooded, you've been overwhelmed with something. It's kind of like, have you ever turned on a stereo where the last person forgot to turn the volume down and they were playing it really loud, and you flip on the switch and boom, suddenly you have just like this jolt of energy run through you. It's like the music is so loud, it just jolts you. Well, if that happens over and over and you keep running up in this space here, it starts to look something like this. And here's a traumatic event or events. And what happens many times in driving anxiety is you get stuck on. And because you're not in this normal up and down, you're way up here out being overwhelmed. When your body feels stuck on, you have all these symptoms of anxiety, panic, hyperactivity, hypervigilance, restlessness, inability to relax. All these things are part of the stuck on here that also leads to the scary thoughts and the physical sensations and all that. Now, the solution to all this stuck energy is to drain it off. And once we drain off this stuck energy, then you return back down to this normal state of up and down, and all those symptoms disappear. The scary thoughts aren't there, the shaking, trembling, sweating's not there, the fear goes way down, and it helps you return to a place where you can get in the car and drive normally. So how do we do that? Well, before I go there, let me give you some documentation. I'm going to give you a lot of information, and I want you to know this is not just coming out of the blue. So Dr. Larry Heller and Diane Poole Heller, and I've trained with, he goes by Larry now, Larry Heller. They're car accident recovery experts and they are authors. And this is a quote from their book. And what they're saying is that when these energies are discharged, people frequently experience a dramatic reduction in or disappearance of their traumatic symptoms. So when we go here and start draining this stuff off, and this stuff goes out of your body, what happens is your symptoms get a dramatic reduction or they disappear. Now, we do that by discharging the energy that gets stuck in your body from these events that are overwhelming. And if you ever studied animals in the wild, and the reason they never get in this state like this is because they discharge any of this stuck energy up here. And the way they do that is they shake it off. And it looks just like this. If you've ever seen a dog that is shaking all this water off of itself, that's how animals in the wild discharge this stuck energy. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go to your back porch and start shaking like a dog, but what would be very useful, and when we work together, what I have people really tune into is the sensations of discharge. And this can be tingling, it can be heat or warmth. I'm talking about sensations in your body. Notice how it feels in your torso, in your legs, in your arms, in your neck. And if you're getting these sensations of tingling, heat, warmth, a sigh, just a deeper breath, even shaking, burbling, stomach gurgling, these are all sensations of discharge. This is getting this energy out of your body and returning you to this healthy state. Noticing those signs will give you such a head start to returning to the state here and getting this shock out of your body. And this is exactly how I work with people. Once you're in this, because you're not always in this state of shock like this. There are times when you're fairly calm. And in this calm state, then we want to start noticing the discharge, noticing the times when you are trembling a little bit, or you have heat, or a yawn can be that. Gurgling your stomach can be a discharge. There's many signs. There's many things that we do as human beings to get this type of shock out of our system, and it sometimes can look like this, but it doesn't have to be looking like that to return to this normal state of up and down like this. And getting that shock out of your system, getting this gone, returning to here, is a key to returning the independence, returning your state of freedom, returning be able to go wherever you want to go. So when you see Yelp that you want to go to the taco stand and this is a great place, you can just jump in your car and go. If you are interested in doing a free session with me, I'm offering a free session as of this recording. Here's a way to get a hold of me, this 800 number or the email address. My website is easydriving.now.com. This is Michael McCarroll, Driving Anxiety Specialist. I would be honored to work with you. Please give me a call or send me an email.